Hi, welcome back to Hostbox CA channel and back to computer architecture and organization series. This series definitely help for who are pursuing BTech, the different streams of CSE, IT or EC or whatever there, whether pursuing second year or third year, and it may be match for unit number 3 or 4 or 5 on so based on the syllabus and universities. So today we are going to see the topic called internal organization of memory chips in computer organization, and followed by some subtopics also. And previous session I explained about the RAM and ROM, some basic concept of the computer with the help of MAR and MDR, as well as followed by the virtual memory, introduction to virtual memory, very important area in computer organization and architecture area. Let's go for session today. Today's session definitely helpful to learn about internal organization of memory chips, asynchronous DRAMs, static RAM, dynamic RAMs, fast page mode, and synchronous RAMs, and also latency, bandwidth, and DDRS RAMs. What is it like? At last, some idea about static memories. So here we have to see the fundamentals here. So we already know lot of things behind whenever we perform any instruction in the computer, whenever any task in the computer. So first one, internal organization of memory chips. So if you want to understand this, go for this diagram. Say here, this is the internal organization of memory chips. Before going this one, I will say real-time example. Consider the city map of Bangalore like that. So if you have Bangalore map, suppose I want to go Dumlu, what is the means there will be a map will be there, blueprint will be there. What happen means there will be routes will be there. Route number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from one place to some, for example, you in KBS bus stand move to Tumblr, you can follow. There is arrangement given. You either follow, you can route 1 or follow route 3 or follow route 3 and so on for 4. There will be arrangement. So your task given. But thing is, what you want to reach which route is near for you. For example, the route number 4 having only 20 kilometers, remaining having more than 40 kilometers like that. You try to use the route number 4. So and go and reach the place and meet whatever one meeting the people or whatever you can do it. So similarly, if you want to come to the computers in the internal organization memory chips like that only, there will be some arrangement will be there, some address decoder will be there. You know, computers is what? 3 things are important. That is 3 things what? Fetch, decode and execute. So that's a basic principle of any modern computer. Here there will be a similar to the arrangement will be the address decoder followed by the bits A0, A1, A2, A3, and also memory cells will be there where you have a FF and B. Consider that that's a B0 dash B0 and B1 B1 dash and so on, and the word length 0, W1 W5 like that. Here the addition we are going to see about the sense rate circuit. So these are circuits followed by the B0, B1, B7 bit like that. And another name is called, these are the data input or output lines here. This is the organization of bit cells in memory chip. So this is the some of the programming paper. Don't scare whenever ask some mathematics, some of this question based on the problem. So they will assume that. So assume that we have a word hello. So for example, I want to type the word hello. The first word in the help of the WO in the internal memory chip is stored in the WO. Suppose I want to print the hello word hi, and next word hi like that. So the another word followed by the memory chip organization may stored in the WO. So simply I am saying for understanding purpose. So this is the one where we can see theoretically. Just practically we can see, just theoretically and understand. Another word is there and so on followed by this one. You know, whenever give the instruction with the help of a processor, it will go communicate, decode is decode the instruction and at last see the results. And here the sense rate circuit followed by R/W and CS also. That is chip selection. So which select you want, which chip you want to select for which operation you want to do, whether you want to read and write or data like that. Let's go for some points here. So here each memory can hold 1 bit of information. Here memory cells are organized in the form of an array also. And also one row is one memory word, and all cells of the row are connected to a common line known as the word line. So word line means what? The cells of the row are connected to a common line. And also here word line is connected to the address decoder also. And our sense rate circuits are connected to the data input output lines of the memory chip. So here some additional points given here, same diagram. Yes. Here during write operation, what will happen? Here during write operation, the sense write circuit receive input from input information and store input information in the cells of the selected word only. And also the data input, data output of each sense slash write circuit are connected to a single bidirectional data line. So let's go the diagram here. See single bidirectional. What are the given? Everything based on diagram only we are looking out now. And also here data line can be connected to database of the computer by two. There are two control lines are important, that is what RW dash and CSWs. Here what is this RW dash? Because it always specifies the required operation, what operation you want to perform. Another CS chip select input, select a given chip in the multi-chip memory system. Next one go for SRM cell, that is here we have small example. So the SRM cell like this will be, they will be followed by X and Y converters will be there, T1, T2 and bit of information value line. So here there are two transistor inverters are cross connected to implement a basic flip-flop. So already now this computer organization architecture is a topic where followed the concept and derived from the concept of digital electronics only. So here the cell is connected to one value line and 2 bits lines by transistors T1 and T2. See transistor T1 and followed by T2 and inverters will be there. Then when value line is at ground level, the transistors are turned off and the latch retains its state. And also read operation. How do you perform read operation in the SRM cell? In order to read state of SRM cell, the value line is activated to close switches T1 and T2. Sense loss write circuits at the bottom monitor the state of B and B dash here. Then we go for static memory. So last we go for static memory theory point. Before we give the example, what example you can say for static memories in computer organization? You can say example called CMOS cell, where it have low power consumption. ORSing means low power consumption. This is an example of static memory, that is CMOS cell, where it have what we supply T1, T2, T3, T4, T5 and T6 onwards, and value line bit lines will be there, B and B dash will be there. So when you want to read data or write data, you can do it with the help of CMOS cell also. In stage 1, the voltage at point X is high by having T5, T6 on and T4 and T5 are off. So you know already the signal stage will be changed when you want to operation. If initially the signal stage will be 0, when you do operation it become 1. Once operation completed, again the signal stage becomes 0. Thus T1 and T2 returned on, that means closed means bit line B1, B dash will have high and lower signals respectively. See, based on this diagram only, just remember the diagram, you can everything clearly understand how communication happening here, how data transfer happening here. Yes, advantages. What is the advantage of this one? Because it has low power consumption and this is the current flows in the cell only when the cell is active. And statograms can be accessed quickly also. And also its access time is few nanoseconds only. For example, within 2 seconds you can nanoseconds you can execute the task. And disadvantages, these are said to be volatile memories, that means their content are lost when power is interrupted. So when a power interrupted problem comes, the SRMs said to be volatile, that means it may lose the data. Now we go for asynchronous DRAMs. Before we go for two types of DRAMs here, that is static RAMs and dynamic RAM. So here to get idea, here static RAM means what? It consists of circuits that are capable of retaining their state as long as the power is supplied. And also volatile memories, because their contents are lost when power is interrupted. Just now I told you. And access time of static RAMs are in the range of few nanoseconds, and however the cost is usually high also. That is the drawback of static RAM. Now you come to the dynamic RAMs. These are the one do not retain their state indefinitely, and also contents must be periodically refreshed, and also contents may be refreshed while accessing them for reading. That means the data will be safe. When you go for dynamic RAMs, data will be somewhere stored as safely and you can refresh and get back anywhere. Now go for asynchronous DRAMs operations. Here this general diagram where it have followed by the components called row address latch, row decoder, and also memory cell we discussed in the previous sections. 4096 cell array will be there, and sense write circuit followed by chip selection and RW slash. Just now we told you column decoder will be there where concept D0 to D7 bits, and column address latch will be there, CAS will be there, and we are additionally seeing the row address latch and column address latch here, and row D, because row, see here when you go for DRAMs it go follow the rows and columns. Do you know rows? 2 rows 3 columns, so like that it will be vary. So what are the information? So for example, hello, sorry, yeah. So H will be in the first row and first cell. Here E will be in the first row followed by the second column, like that. Here what you understand from here means, here each row can store 512 bytes only, and also 12 bits to select a row and 9 bits to select a group in a row. Total of 21 bits here, remember. 12 plus 9, 21. Here first apply the row address array signal, latches the row address. Then apply the column address CA signal, latches the address. Time of the memory unit is controlled by a specified unit which generates RAS and CAS. This is the asynchronous DRAM. So remember, so here clock signal also very important. You already know what is this of clock and everything. There will be some particular time signal, within time signal, within time, allocate time, you try to execute the task. Here what you understand the description here. Here 21-bit address is needed to access a byte in memory. 21 bits divided as follows. How it means first 12-bit address lines are need to select a row. 12 bits, 12 address bits. Then that is called A0 to A8 specifies row addressable byte. And another 21 is 12 plus 9. Then 9 bits are needed to specify a group of 8 bits in the selected row. So we need A20 to 9. We have specified the column address of a byte. Here remember, this asynchronous DRAM, this start from reverse order. During read and write operation, row address is applied for first. Then row address is loaded into low latch in response to a signal person RAS dash input of chip. RAS means abbreviation what? Row address store. And CAS means column address store. Here, whenever I just now told you the signal change is very important. Whenever the signals come to 1, that is read operation, the output values of selected circuits are transferred to data lines D0 to D7. See here. So output lines transferred to D0 to D7. Then whenever RW dash equal to 0 write operation, the information of D0 to D7 are transferred to the selected circuits only. And this RAS and CS are active low, so that they cause latching of address when they change from high to low. To ensure that the contents of DRAMs are maintained, each row of cell is accessed periodically. And also a special memory circuit provides the necessary control signals RAS dash and CS dash that govern the timing also. At last, the processor must take into account the delay in the response of the memory. So processor also take response of the delay, what the delay and response delay like that. Now go for fast batch mode, continuation of DRAM here. Suppose we want to access the consecutive bytes in the selected row, what happens? Then this can be done without having to reselect the row. Here add a latch at the output of the send circuit in each row, add a latch, and all the latches are loaded when the row is selected. We just know so row, it's what a row column, sorry, I told you, row address latch, yes, every row attach, then all the latches loaded when the row is selected. Different column addresses can be applied to select and place different bytes on the data lines. And here constituents must continuously we try to store the data. Or read or do operation continuously, hello, hi, printing one by one and so on like that sentences. Here and also it allows a block of data will be transferred at a much faster than the random accesses. And also a small collection of group of bytes is usually referred to as a block here. What is my block in the view of computer architecture means a small block or group of bytes. Also this transfer is capability referred to as the fast page mode feature. So what they want to convey here, if you have rows and column data, every row you have to add row, that latch you have to add, and every row you have to add, columns not mandatory, and you can store the data and access the information very fast. That's the main thing about the fast page mode. Let's go for synchronous DRAMs. Here the operation of the SDRAMs are controlled by mainly what? Clock signal. The diagram where you have components called low column address, where row address latch, similar to the previous one, cell array, related operation where data input register, data output register, and here important is mode register and timing control is there. These are followed and controlled by clock signal, RAS dash signal, CS dash signal, RW slash, and CS chip selection method. So just now seen these points here. Let's go for operation of the synchronous DRAMs. So this question you can score 4 mark, 5 mark or 2 mark on the university exams. Here the operation is directly synchronized with processor clock signal. The outputs of the send circuits are connected to the latch, and during read operation what happens? During read operation, the contents of the cell in a row are loaded onto the latches. During refresh operation, the contents of the cells are refreshed without changing the content of the latches also. So, and also data held in the latches correspond to the selected columns are transferred to the output. At last we want to view the output in the monitor. Then latency, bandwidth and DDRS DRAMs. Here the memory latency is the time it takes to transfer a word of data to or from memory. And also bandwidth it's a number of bits or bytes that can be transferred in 1 second. So number of bits or bytes you can transfer within a 1 second. And DDRAMs, these are means cell array is organized in two banks. That is, now we go for some points about DDR, SDRDM. The abbreviation is important. Double data rate SDRM. That is static. Just now we told DRAM everything. The standard SDRM performs all actions on the rising edge of the clock signal only. But when you come to the DDA SDRM, transfer data on both edges, that is loading edge and trailing edge. And also the bandwidth of DDR SDRM is doubled for long burst processor. So whenever huge data transfer, bulk of transfer, the bandwidth will be doubled. So whenever bandwidth fast, what happen? We can transfer data very fast within a time seconds. And also to make it possible to access the data at high rate, the cell array is organized in two banks. And also each bank can be accessed separately also. Consecutive words of a given block are stored in different banks, and such interleaving of words allow simultaneously access to the two words here. And the two words are transferred on successive edge of the clock. So what kind of example you can assume means, for example, I have had hello and hi. So I want to save the data hello and hi and retrieve. In the monitor I want to view. That time what happens means you can use double data SDRAM. When I go for SDRAM, for example, take 20 seconds, but when I go to the DDRAM SDRAM, bandwidth speed, so within 4 seconds you can see the output. For assumption understanding purpose, I am saying the example. Okay. Yes. Then static RAMs. So static memories, we saw only the example. Now we go some points here. Here suppose we want to implement static memory in computer architecture and organization, we need the structure called organization of 2M into multiplies 32 memory module using 512K multiplies 8 static steps here. So here this is the 19-bit internal chip address where we can implement here memory unit of 2M, okay, 2M at supply 32 bits each. So these kind of things only we can expect the case study question. So if you know the concept, you can answer here. It followed by the decoders A0 to A20, and 2-bit decoder will be there 512 K into 8 memory chip is there, and followed by D0, DO, D addresses like that. At here chip select where 19-bit address will be there, 8-bit input data. So it's a standard one input data output here. Let's go over some points here. Here it always uses the 512 into 8 static memory chips. Each column consists of 4 chips here, and each chip implements 1 byte position. Here a chip is selected by setting its chip select control line to 1. So when you know whenever the selector 1, that means chip is selected, otherwise not. And also selected chip places its data on the data output line. The outputs of each other chips are in high impedance state also. Here just now told 21 bits to address here 32-bit word, and also high order 19 bits are here you see in the diagram needed to select the row and lower address 2 bits for select column by activating the force chip signal select signal. So if you want to do any operation, we need support of 19-bit internal chip address here. And also 19 bits are used to access specific byte locations inside the selected chip. Okay, thank you for watching this video. I hope that you understand the idea about asynchronous RAMs and so on. So static RAM, asynchronous RAM, latency bandwidth synchronous RAMs, and fast batch mode, and also static memories, and also internal organizer memory chips with some real-time example for understanding purpose. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe, comment in the post box CH channel, and stay connected with the social media. Thank you.